How's everybody doing? Lights bright. Much better. Can you guys hear me? See me? How's everybody doing? Brian, as always, thanks. It's good to see you. Hoos, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I see. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Shambot, good to see you. Laramie. Joe, I think that's where we pick up. There's Joe. Tad, morning. Akorican. Good to see you, Michael. Sound loud and clear. Thanks. Woo. Mike, good to see you. Missed last week. It's okay. You're here today. Wayne, morning. Orcus, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I see. Morning. Jake, morning. Oh, this is real. Behind me? It's real. Look. Here. Take that, AI. Yeah, that's true. You've met me in person, though, Ryan. Morning, Joe. Tim, morning. Breakfast time with Sean, yeah. Kind of. I've been meaning to film, like, what happens, like, when I wake up. You guys would be... You wouldn't be amazed. It's pretty mundane, I will say. Hey, Gabe, good to see you. Feeling a little melancholy today, honestly. Yeah, I looked at smoking jackets. I think you were gone that day, Hoos, when the chair was seen for the first time. So, I don't remember who brought it up in the chat, but somebody mentioned the smoking jacket. Probably grab a pipe. Yeah, who knows? We'll see. I did go and check on Amazon what smoking jackets look like and what they cost. And dude, those things, I don't know. They're interesting because I always think of them as like Hugh Hefner wore more of a robe, I think, didn't he? I don't know. Maybe he wore a smoking jacket, but like I didn't realize that you could also wear a smoking jacket like out, like as a weird fancy suit coat. Like some of them are, got the patterns and the velvet running through, and they're like red or blue. Oh, Dungeon World 2, look out. I'll have to let it know how it goes. Vanilla Coke now is Liquid Death. It is. I need to change I think I have a Vanilla Coke level for the support channel. I probably should change that. Vanilla Coke is a little more generic, even though it's the proper brand. I don't know, Liquid Death maybe. I might not be able to use it. It's too proper. Too much of a proper noun, I would say. Oh, I got that sitting up there all this time. So I don't have any, I don't know. I know there's some people in the chat that go to BS or Con, and I have an email up in MailChimp, which is what I use to send out emails. And I use the Gaming and BS mailing list. for capturing people that go to BSRCon, because I figured that's where it's kind of originate, and I don't want to like move it to another mail list, and then people are like, well, why am I on this email list? I never subscribed. So it started when originated from Gaming and BS, even though I think we were done, right? The first BSRCon, the podcast was done. But the reason I bring this up is because I had this, I've been meaning to email everybody on that list that has attended, or maybe they didn't even attend and they're still on the list, right? Because last week I had mentioned like, what's the future of BSRCon? And I'm like, usually I do a wrap up and put out an email and say, hey, thanks for coming, and this is how many attendees we had, and I'm going to write a check. I think it came to like $260, so I'll write a check. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to write a check to the Blood Cancer United and call that a day, because I vowed to take half the proceeds and donate it, which we've done, I think, even since the beginning. I'm pretty sure. I put our total contributions to like over $1,000, maybe $1,200 maybe. But the reason I bring this up is I had this email up, and I got to get this out. I'm addicted to chess.com right now. Like, I've been playing, it's not unlike me to play 10 or 14 games a night. It's crazy. I don't know why. It's just nuts. I'm like, I've got a problem. I guess I could think of worse things to do with my time. But anyways, I sit down on the couch, pull up chess.com and go nuts. But at one night, I'm like, I got to get this freaking email out. Like, people, like, it's just kind of closure, right, for the con. And it's been, it's not a month yet. It's been about 2 weeks. But I was contemplating it, and it's just, so for those of you that are in the know, even if you didn't go, some of you have bought badges and didn't attend or didn't intend to attend, which is fine. I'll buy a badge for $10, and if I play, great. If not, Sean's going to donate half of it, so no big deal. I'll support the cause, which I appreciate. So thank you very much if you went that way. Some bought a badge knowing, or and then couldn't make it. Like Ryan was sick. Totally understand. So the overall attendance is down, the 5th year in a row, which I don't think, it's funny because the first year we had probably the most attendees, which is strange. Usually nobody knows who you are, and then you grow up in an audience. And that is certainly for sure for in-person cons. But we were also doing it, like the first one was in 2001, a year into lockdown. People were still kind of nervous about going face-to-face. Did virtual. I mean, we had, I think the total badge count was like 50 people, maybe. I mean, if I'm donating 260, the total was, and it's $10 a badge minus some fees, would put us just at 50 people anyway, right? If you do the math. And, it's fine. 50 people is respectable. I'm not looking to grow this thing to like 1,000 people. But I think at its height, it might have been 150. Again, it's not, I mean, it's a big difference if you think of percentage, but still, if you're talking 50 to 150, well, it's, down 66%, if my math is correct. Which in some conventions, if they're big, like that's a huge amount. But, when you're small, right, it's like if you have 6 people and one guy doesn't show up for a game group, you still play. And I was like typing this email, and I'm like, okay, we're going to donate this. And here was the attendance. And, what's the future of BSRCon? Was what I was going to put. Because I know there was, people were like, I really, really love it. I'd hate to see it go. And then there's some people that just aren't there. And it got me more contemplative about podcasts and YouTubes, and it's just an interesting dynamic because I don't think I ever sat down and realized the journey that I've been on. Now I know this is a little self-serving. I mean, I'm streaming. What are you going to do? But kind of the journey from Brett and I, and if you guys aren't familiar with Gaming and BS, it's still out there. You can download all 380 some episodes. But kind of the journey from meeting Brett, literally like meeting him for the first time, getting to a podcast, and then doing that weekly for so long, and meeting a lot of people like yourselves. Many of you I've met face to face and had interactions, and when we haven't met face to face, some of us have gamed together because I've run games for, be supporters of BS, Gaming and BS. It's a weird dynamic, and I've seen, like, well, dude, get to the point. Where is this going? And so the quick answer to BS or Con is I don't know what it's going to. I don't know if I'm going to do it next year. It's not a huge, heavy lift. Is it a quote unquote 3-day convention? Maybe it's a 1 single game day, or it's a 2 game day con. Just put things on a Excel spreadsheet or a sign up sheet, and people just play or run what they want when they want. The good thing about tabletop events is that you can submit it. It's there. Here's what's convenient for me. People sign up and opt in. It's all managed through that platform. Very easy. User experience is probably a little bit better than, okay, well, is the Excel spreadsheet up to date? Oh, I can't make that game. Can you switch it to an hour prior to that? Sure. Oh, hey, that's going to affect me. You could still do a sign up and people could say, yes, I'm in. But what happens when, there's only 5, and if it's editable, I could just, delete Hobbs out of a game and put my name in there, and Hobbs could come back and say, like, what the hell? So it's logistically, tabletop events facilitates things like that pretty straightforward, pretty well. And, there's fees. I get hit with like tabletop events takes a portion. I think overall total with credit cards and tabletop events, I think they might take 10%, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, I'm not doing it for money. So there's not a huge cost to using tabletop events or using Stripe for credit card processing. Not a big deal. So do I do it more formal, the same? I mean, I'm sure it's going to be less next year. Everything trending in the same direction. But not only that, but I was thinking of like going back, I'm a little, I'm a little all over the place. But, there's from the start of the podcast to now, I look back at some of the people that I've met along the way, and I don't know, it's just a weird dynamic. And I've seen podcasts that I have followed, and I've met the people. I don't know what they're up to. I am interested. It's kind of weird because you have a particular connection sometimes, maybe not, where you're like, oh, okay. And if I've been to conventions where I've heard a person's voice and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. It's somebody I've listened to for a while, or I see them on social media and interact with them. But it's like this strange dynamic, right? There's people would come up to me, say, hey, Sean, I recognize your voice. And I just wanted to say hello, at Game Holcon. I just wanted to say hello and say that I followed you guys for a while, whatever, which is great. And I'd say, hey, you should come to the soiree and have a good time. And, here's all these other guys I'll introduce you to and, meet. But it's man, times change. Things change. Things it's like, I don't know. I guess it's and you guys might have this with game groups as well. I don't know, man. It's so strange. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's just, because I'm old and crusty and contemplative or what it is. But, I had to pile on top of it, ironically enough, I had an old game group that I formed, and they were people like that didn't know each other. I'd maybe one person would know another, but formed a game group, and it crumbled apart. Maybe didn't crumble apart. I'm not a part of it anyway, but they are continuing to play, and it's been going on. I think the first game we played was, man, I don't know if it was 15 years ago or something. And those guys, so the reason I say this is because I was going through some emails from another account, and I was moving emails, and I sent that game group like, hey, I'm changing my email. So if you guys ever need to contact me, here's my new email address. And that was kind of it. Nobody, that was it. And literally, it must have been a year and a half later, a month ago. So I did this about a year and a half earlier. And about a month ago, I got an email return off of that, a reply from one of the guys that I used to game with. And he had moved, like we were all local, we were all face to face. And he moved kind of back home. He's from the West Coast. He's up Pacific Northwest, near up where New Hoos is. And he moved back home. That's where his folks are. I don't know if his wife was from there originally, but he'd worked for the university here, and he'd always wanted to go back kind of home. And so he retired and then moved out there. And I knew he had, as a matter of fact, I think he came to one Gamehole Con, and I met up with him and another buddy of mine from that same group. And, we had lunch or something together, and that was kind of it. And then he went back to, I think he's in Oregon, Portland, I think. And so he's like, hey, yeah, replying off an email that's like a year and a half old. And there goes my stupid camera. And just bear with me. I just want to make sure it doesn't move around and follow me like it does. So he's like, yep, we're still gaming, and, things are well. How are you? And that was kind of it. And then another guy in the group's birthday came around, and, I was like, happy birthday, thanks. What have you been up to? Not much, blah, But some of the folks that I've run into over the years, they moved on. And some of that has to do with BSRCon. Some of that, there's no podcast glue to hold all those things together. And so it was kind of, when I came on here, I didn't expect to bring this up to you guys. Joe Swick is a good example, not a good example. And, Joe used to come to Wisconsin to meet up with Brett and I, like, just, hey man, I'm going to come to Wisconsin and we could get together and hang out. And so Brett and I would set aside, Joe's coming to town. Let's game. Let's have a good time. Right. And that hasn't happened for a little while for a variety of different reasons. And I don't mean to put Joe on, I don't mean to put Joe on the spot necessarily, but it was just another example of like the transition of time and the people that kind of come and go, just had me thinking about friendship and relationships, and the differences of like kind of being a fan and maybe, not, and the friendship thing is, not, I don't know, I guess fully baked, right? There's folks that used to come to the stream, and I think it might be just it's a sign of the times. Things move on, things change, and sometimes things just get boring, honestly. And so there might be, I used to tune into Sean, and it's just, nothing's changed. It's kind of the same, and I've kind of gotten bored with it, which I can understand. I think that's only natural, and I'm not sour about it or anything, But, there's people that have, like, they disappear from the Discord, and I reach out to them because I'm just like, hey, I just want to make sure you're all right. I don't know. My hormones must be out of whack. So I just contemplative game groups. This is, if you tie it into gaming, I mean, yes, it started with the podcast, and then I went to a convention, and then it goes to like you guys. And some of you have been around like since the beginning. Some of you guys joined, in the middle of the journey. Some of you guys joined like, for the first time, a month ago in this stream. Some rando guy posted on Blue Sky. You check it out on YouTube, and you sit in the chat and watch this guy chat for a while, and you're like, okay, I could tune into this guy next week and maybe not the following or whatever, just to see what he's talking about along with the chat. I don't know where this is going, because I think also, like, I have another week that I'm not gaming, and I'm like, well, do I start another game group, or do I kind of do things that I need to get done, like edit podcasts that I'm producing, and do I do some videos that can help, or I don't know, do I beat more dead horses as it relates to role-playing games? So, yeah, there you go. What's been going on in Sean's brain for the last, since BSRCon at least. The river of time moves on, I guess. Is this thing? Here we go. Like, whole chat just freezes sometimes, and then bam, it catches up. Oh, and I see. Okay. And then, of course, like, you guys might have been chatting, and now it's like, it doesn't, why does it limit the amount of message I see in the Matrix? Yeah. Yeah, no. Hey, Stefan, good to see you, man. This guy, dude, it's crazy. The Olympics started today. Like, what am I talking about? I'm not even talking about role-playing games. I think sometimes when I get on this stream, it is like role-playing games. Like, that's why you're here. You want to talk about gaming, man. You know what? This is like maybe heavy stuff too. Like, dude, what are you doing, man? I was showing up like I'm in a frame of mind now. Sean's bringing me down. So I apologize for that. That's not my intention. It's just something I think some of us probably at some point contemplate. Some of us probably don't give it two thoughts or 2 seconds, and some of us might put way too much into it. So I apologize, but sometimes I think, like, there's also life, and people go through all kinds of crap in their lives. They encounter all kinds of things, and there's other things that could be like could be really Debbie Downer about, and I don't want to do that. I don't want you to come here and then be like, I don't want to tune in this guy. He's just like so, oh God, man, too heavy. But Stefan, man, he'll brighten my day. And you guys do too, for sure. Just for being here. Yeah. Yep. So there you go. But I think also with life, I didn't finish my thought, of course, shocker. But I think with life, I don't have a problem talking about just kind of being a regular dude. And that's also what I think provides a little level of genuineness, I guess, with people that you meet. And, some people are on all the time, and you're like, I don't really, like, I listen to this person as a podcaster or a YouTuber, but I really don't know them from a hole in the ground. And hopefully, I'm sure many of you, because we are personal friends, I would consider you personal friend, know me more or better than that, and different things. But there's still some other things that guys might not know about me, and so I just put it out there as just being human today, just being human, just being a guy in the Midwest, And, if we talk about role-playing games, great. Again, we want to talk about being a better game master, a better player, what dice mechanics better, how to provide yes ands and no buts. Sure, we could do that. One more time. Don't forget to ask Scott. Sorry, all right. You can wear anything out if you believe in yourself. And that is hilarious. Yeah. Sure, but the book is now a collector's item. That's primarily why I have it. I missed the context of that comment from Marcus. Why am I feeling low? I don't know. It's a wavering moment. It's not like, I'm good. Life is okay. I'm in a good spot. It's just something every time I'm like, I think it doesn't even have to do with age. Maybe it does sometimes. I don't know. But I also think where, you could be in college and you could be like 20 years old and be like, what in the hell am I going to do with my life? Now, I'm not there because I'm way further down the road and I don't, that's not on my radar like a college student might, a younger person. But I do think that there are times in our lives, and anything could set it off. Who knows? And maybe it's very front of mind and very, it's in passing. I'm good. Everything's going to be fine. It's just something that I consider because, there's some people that I really enjoyed having interactions with and knowing kind of what's not going on in their life, because it wasn't like they were sitting up here with a platform talking about like, kids and cats and dogs and jobs and careers and all that stuff. But, it always, Stefan just popped up, and Stefan doesn't make it every week. And I know when Stefan shows up, he's a bubble of joy and enthusiasm, makes my day and shows up. Great. Right. I don't need Stefan to show up. Like, Stefan, if you want to show up every week, you're certainly welcome. I would love to meet Stefan face to face in real life, and hopefully someday I will. But it's always good when I see individuals, and I don't know, maybe it's a comfort level, like, it's my tribe is here. Good to see everybody. But I never want to take that for granted. I blame the groundhog. Yeah, for sure. Bastard. Sean's shirt, kind of a blue collar smoking jacket. I think that counts. Thanks, Roxel. Yeah, maybe. It is a more of a blue collar smoking jacket. I should get a Cargill or something. Make it even more down to earth. Am I getting an echo? Dudes, don't tell me I'm getting an echo. Did I not mute that? No, I got to mute it. It's just you, Dorcas. Here, I'll even close the tab just in case it's an issue. I lost 20 years. Did I say 2001? I said 2021. Did I? Did I misspeak? Does not exist post 2020. True. I think folks were I'm way behind, obviously, in the comments. Just went on a monologue. So true. I think folks were hungry for online gaming. Yeah. And it's to be expected. Like, I would want people to play face to face if they have the opportunity. It was a supplemental Band-Aid. I just don't know if it's like, should we continue to do it? And at one point in time, I said this on more than one occasion. If 5 people want to play, we'll get together and play. Like, we'll just set time aside. I would love to do the cabin in the woods thing or whatever, the Airbnb that houses like 50 people. Laramie kind of has that in Iowa with CheapCon, right? Like, hey, we're going to just rent an Airbnb Thursday to Sunday, and we're at a game all that weekend in some nice, bringing a bunch of food, order a bunch of food in. People have opted to like, hey, I'll run this for 2 hours, that one for 4 hours, da da da. I know some people do that. And I would invite you all. Did you mark it? No. I laid low this year, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I wasn't like, woo, BSCon, woo, So yeah, I didn't, and so that could absolutely contribute to it. But I'm not. I don't know. Like I could market it, but like it's okay to go to a Gamehole Con, register for a badge, sign up for an event, know nobody at the event, show up, play in that event with like 5 randos, and then move on, and then talk about like and then the question is like, what did you play today? And you're like, oh, I played this game. How did it go? GM was great. GM sucked. Players great. Players sucked. Blah 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 blah. It was really awesome. This was here are some of the components. Standard con conversation, like, right, all the time. Oh yeah, how'd that go? Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh, that's great, cool. Standard fare for con conversation. BSCon is a little more unique because of the virtuality. I mean, there are literally people that like, I don't even know this guy, shows up in the Discord, plays a game, never see him again for another year. It's just so weird. So sometimes by promoting it, I'm like, I don't know if that's what I want to do, right? Oh God, Tim, man, tell me about it. It's funny, Tim. I got a text message from Ephraim. So Tim, I don't know if you know Ephraim or you've kept up with him or if you remember who he is. He was at Gamehole Con. Some of you would have been there, but you would have not known. I think I even pulled a couple people aside and said, hey, this guy? I know this guy from a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. But he sponsored Thursday night's thing. He was like about, Ephraim's a short dude. He's about, literally, he's like this tall, stocky guy here in Madison. And he put out a little bit of a speech and had some health problems, and he's back into gaming and stuff like that. And he had a goatee and, whatever. I could explain him, and you guys are like, I don't remember. But anyways, he was in the ballroom of the Sheridan talking. And the reason I bring him up, because Tim, he's a local guy, and so is Tim. But he texted me out of the blue and said, hey, what day was it? It was recently. It was like in the last couple of weeks, and there was some things going on in the world. That's when it happened. But he was like, hey, it's Misty Mountain's 25th anniversary or something goofy. It's a local game store. He's like, stop by if you have time today. I'm like, well, dude, like, I don't know, get an email list and frickin' send it out and say, hey, 25th anniversary, we got all these events. Would love to have you come in. Da, 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 da. We're going to do this. People are going to run that. If you want to run a game, great, do this. Like, I get a text and the reason he probably texts me, because I think his son, who I knew when he was like, his son was, I don't know, 10 years old, is now like 20 something. And he like works for the store. So I'm sure he's like, I'll rally some guys. And he just kind of went through his Rolodex and started texting them. I'm like, dude, he's like, what? And it was like cold as hell here in Madison. He's like, what are you going to do? You got something going on outside or, stop by? And I'm just like, I'm not going to drop everything and just wander over there. But good to know, had I known a week ago. But I bring that up because the Grumbling Dwarf era was also, but Tim, that's when I met, that's how I met Tim. And we've known each other all these years. Brian, Sean, your introspection is healthy and normal. Thanks. He's breaking up with you. You are not old, man. Thanks, Hoos. Neither are you. God damn it. Wayne, if it's not giving you joy, and the only recommendation is that if not too much trouble, then sounds like it needs to go or change. yeah, I think I don't know what it is. It's not a burden. It's not a burden. And I don't think it doesn't bring me down. I just don't know if I get a huge amount of enthusiasm out of it anymore. It's just changed. It's like I said, the river of time moves on, and that's all. And I don't mind change, dude. I am all about, like, in corporate America, I'm all about change. I can't stand when things are too status quo. It gets so boring. It's not me. Life, I've had my excitement. I don't need that kind of change. It's not giving. Yeah. So, whatever. Laramie, Sean, I'm disappointed. I only got 100 people at the con. Yeah. Are you? Yeah. No. I didn't. I think it's not the numbers. It's like who is probably showing up is a bummer. Not. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe kind of, sort of. Dudes, I so want to come back and visit you guys again. Trust me. Nah, yeah, no worries, Joe. Don't, it's like, seriously, not a big deal. Brett, like, it's so weird because then Brett, like, I don't talk to Brett every day. And we had, he hits me up probably a little about the same frequency he hits the Discord. And, Brett's got his own group. He's back in his hometown. It's different for Brett now. But he texted me last night out of the blue. Hey, he's like, I was thinking about running Twilight 2000. I thought you played it quite a bit. What's the lowdown? And Demon Grinder, I should probably point him your way because you're playing it for like, what, 2, 3 years, 4 years now, if you're around. But I'm like, man, I've played Twilight 2000 once at Gamehole Con. The GM was all right. He was pretty mediocre. I think Kristen was in that game. I don't think Kristen's in the chat, but Kristen was in that game. That was the game Kristen was in. I didn't even know I didn't know he was there. Like, he was in. I told this story before. Kristen is Boxcar Vampire on the Discord, and we had a break after like an hour of playing, and Kristen walks up and he's like, hey, I'm Boxcar Vampire from the Discord. And he's been sitting like 2 chairs over from me in the same game. Which is hilarious. Time is killer. Relationships take work from both sides for sure. Orcus, I know it may not be directly related and everyone has their own perspectives, but things like podcasting, blogging, and making videos come so much easier when the world isn't burning around you. Yeah. It's weird, man, because I think what it is GoBag has also played a role in this. Hey, William, welcome to Deep Thoughts with Sean and crew. GoBag's an interesting one too, because I was like, oh, I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to make GoBag, and then it's kind of follows a similar format to Gaming NBS. And I know that some of you guys don't like, I'm not a covert action game guy. And then some of you guys are like, I'm not a covert action game guy, but I like Harrigan. So you listen. So thank you, and even some of you that aren't like in that space have even opted, even run a game for us. Like, you know who you are. So like, it's interesting. And I think to myself, like, it's really important to put out like a consistent show. You want to garner like a listenership and, all this stuff. And then I'm like, I don't like, yeah, that's important, but I don't know if I need to prioritize that as much as I have in the past. Because it's, I think, somewhat fleeting. And I think that's kind of the thing that's maybe I don't want it to be, but it is. And that's maybe part of what this whole heavy, deep shit is about. Group hug. What sparks joy? Yeah, what sparks joy? Isn't that like a Conan quote? I don't even remember what the response is. Yep, there it goes. My chat stops, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, and then it like, boom, refreshes. Victor, good morning. Where did I leave? Did I just skip over a bunch? Like, this stupid thing, it's really driving me nuts. Also, Sean, CheapCon needs a wrap-up email, too. I feel ya. So I was going to do a video because I'd type it up, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. Then I type it up, and then I don't want to convey it that way. And I was just going to do a video kind of like this. Like, here's kind of my head space and thoughts. I don't know if it's going to happen next year. Maybe it will. If somebody wants to just say, hey, let's get this thing going this, on this week or whatever, great. The Discord was the same thing as kind of this point in time. So I think as an Irish guy, I don't know if it's Irish, maybe it's my Norwegian. Yeah, I'm Norwegian too. But I wonder if it's just like these things have happened for over a long period of time. I'm a guy who I'm not a quick shot kind of reaction person. Sometimes I am. Most of the time, things that tend to really unnerve me and have me go off the hook is usually a very slow, long boil. And I wonder if that is this, because what was I going to say? Shoot, lost my train of thought. Crap! Shit. It's going to come back to me. It was just, mid-thought, just escaped me. The oldest group I've ever organized has been around since the late 80s. More folks have quit or left than are currently in it by a factor of 3 or more. Churn and change are normal, for sure. Maybe healthy. Indeed. I must have missed something by coming in late. A little bit. There's nothing wrong with just chatting about life in general. It doesn't always have to be about gaming. And I would have an art teacher. His name was Doug. No, was his first name Doug? Oh God. His name was Mr. Mo, if you want to know. My mother had him it was one of those where my mother had him as a teacher and then I had him as a teacher. So, and Mr. Mo, I think I brought this up on stream too. I always say I think so because I always want to be conscious of when I'm repeating myself and not being unaware of it. But he was an art teacher, and freshman year, if you had intro to art, your high school year, he would give this speech and he'd have a metal ruler and he would be like, what is art? Art is life. And so I would say, what is gaming? What is gaming? Gaming is life. Rest in peace, Mo. Sean, I completely feel you on the vibe. For me, I get some funks because most of my friends are 2 to 3 hours away. I don't get to hang out with a ton of people and in-person interaction. Yeah. Score. Sean says we're friends. Maybe I might. Here, Laramie. We should talk. Willow, good to see you. I have face and hands. Good. Yes, you do. Good to know. Willow does game design. Willow's game escapes me. I see the gray and silver cover. Sean's mentioning the vicissitudes of life as it relates to the hobby. Yeah. Your title is Live GM. Yeah. Maybe hitting a little too close to home in the title today. Yeah. Sometimes you have to take a step back and refill the tank. I kind of get how you may feel, but it's just a natural part of the journey of life. That takes some time off and refill your tank, Sean. Yeah. Thanks, Shambot. Everyone being a regular dude and dudette is why I pop up here. If I wanted manufactured content, I'd go to the clickbaiters. Yeah. That's the thing, right? That's maybe where I lost my train of thought was the Go Bag podcast. Derp. People are like, hey man, looking for the next episode. You guys haven't dropped one in a while, dude. And they write in and they're like, hey, very on top of it. And then there's people that are very much more passive. And I'm thinking to myself, if I just sunset Go Bag tomorrow, it wouldn't, it is what it is. And I think my expectations, especially with Go Bag, are completely different from gaming and BS. Yeah, do I want to get to know people that love the same type of things? Sure. But it's so different to me now. I think perspective has changed because some of the experiences I've had with gaming and BS in this channel, honestly. So it's kind of hey, you guys haven't put out an episode for 2 weeks. Yep. It'll come. If you've got it in your podcatcher, it'll show up. I want to be a little bit more diligent and a little bit less flippant, but it's a show. Because even with Gaming and BS, like, you start a podcast or you start a stream or a YouTube or a blog or whatever you're doing, and you started out because you feel like, I got stuff to say, or I got stuff to write, or I got something, to do, and I got things to say, and all these people are wrong, and I got to correct them. For whatever reason you do it. And you do it, and then you might get some fans, and then now you have this kind of weird crossroads with, are you doing it the same way? Are you staying true to yourself, or now do you have to, like, consider your fans? And somebody would say, well, you got to balance that a little bit. And some would say, no, you always stay true to yourself and the fans will come and go. And I think mine was, this is great. We got a huge bump for Misdirected Mark that they had a segment on their show talking about our podcast with Phil and Chris. Man, I don't know when the last time I talked to Phil. And Chris, for that matter. Chris is, at least he's come out to Gamehole Con, and he's, he'll pop in here every once in a while. And he's still working with Brett on Streets of Avalon. Some of these guys are friends that I think, like with Jeff, like there would be years I wouldn't see him. And then we would get together and it would be like we just left off like a month ago. And some of you guys are like that. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, right? And so with like Go Bag or whatever, it's like, I'm going to put it out there, and if people appreciate it, great. And if they don't, then they're not going to listen. But, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And maybe that's just me not getting into my own, like, wow, this is what I really want to have take place. In order to facilitate that, this is kind of the way I've got to roll. I don't know. Sean, this kind of shit is 100% normal. Hi, I work in a department where 50% to 70% of my patients die. I live in an ongoing existential crisis. For sure. Perspective. Thank you, Laramie, because I think also I could use a kick in the pants and say, like, dude, like, and like I said, I'm melancholy. It's not depression. It's just something I'm contemplating. And people like yourself are definitely in a whole different league of your own, for sure, and what you have to work with and deal with. Sometimes we get to a point in life where the road ahead makes us look back at the road we have traveled. Yes. Also, for the wrestling marks in the crowd, chant it with me. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, Sean. Right? Wrestling marks. Sweet fur. Todd, what's going on, man? Good to see you, dude. I bring the gayness. That you do. And frankly, I'm good with that for sure. For sure. Thank you for being you, Stefan. Sometimes it feels like you're screaming into the void. Let Sean know he's not by liking this video. Dren, good to see you, Dren. Stefan are you on the Discord, Stefan? I know he's been there. I don't know if he's bounced or not. Wayne, regarding BSRCon, send out the email. Maybe give us a deadline to decide if there will be another in 2027. Maybe change the focus, name or date, GoCon. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Well, that's another thing too. I should also stipulate, like, there was a point in time, but I think I had this kind of mentality going in 1 week or something. I don't know, a month. I was contemplating this stuff, and I thought, I'm not gonna administer the Discord server anymore. I'm just not. And why have 4 or 5 moderators on our Discord for a community that was, now it's pretty small and it's pretty quiet too. That also has kind of made me think, there's it's a smaller, more intimate group. Like there's the, like, Eileen shows up morning, every morning, which I could appreciate. It's just not the same as it was 2 or 3 years ago. Again, river of time. But I also said at one point, I'm like, this community thing, the individuals I've met, it's gone. It's now like different than from the podcast. And so I'm like, this, technically I changed the kind of title. I don't even know if it's always been called BS Landia, but I did make a conscious effort to say, okay, well, I'm going to make Jim, who is Dungeon Baboon, who's showed up on occasion. I'm going to give him admin rights, and whether he likes it or not. I say, hey, if I'm not here or whatever, like, you guys could do whatever you want. You want to create new channels and do those things, and you think it's warranted, and if there's talks about like, why are these, like, we're getting these people that show up, are they bots, and we want to do something about it, and whatever. I wanted to make it more like it's not Sean's Discord, because it really isn't. It's something I put up for the podcast to kind of facilitate like something from the forums, which I know a couple people had expressed big concern about, like, don't close the forums. Even if you just close them, just keep them up so we can reference all the cool stuff people have posted. Yeah, it's like things have changed, so why not go with change? I'm good with that. Orcus, note to self, don't go to Laramie's hospital if I'm sick. Thank you, Sean, for the kind words. I'm not aware I had a kind of that warm, fuzzy feeling on you. No homo. No homo. What? Thank you, Sean. I was not aware I had kind of that warm, fuzzy feeling on you. Yeah, man, of course. Dude, I'm safe with my sexuality. It's all good. Sean wants to do the Cabin in the Woods thing. I've seen that movie. We're all going to die. Well, I mean, LARP. Horror LARP. This last weekend with Chicon was awesome. Highly recommend. Saw pictures. Good job. Forge Midwest. Plug for Willow if anybody's interested in coming to Forge Midwest here in Madison. I think it's in April, right, Willow? Tim and Willow put it on. There it is. Derp. April 24, 25, 26. And they've been doing it, for a while. Very, like, almost like bar camp style, right? If you're familiar with that. There you go, Sean. BS Retreat Airbnb for a weekend. Sign me up. Yeah. I would love to do that. I'm looking forward to retirement, man. I want to get a freaking RV, live out of that thing, and just drive around the country and see all you yahoos. Like, hey, I'm coming up to the Pacific Northwest. Let me know if you got an hour. Here I come. Like, wouldn't that be cool? Freaking RV, man. And I'm talking like, I would love like a $250,000 bus, like RV, right? Those expensive ones, like luxury cruisers, like rock bands camp out in all the time. And just like, that's where I live, and just drive around to conventions all year. That would be a fantastic. One could dream. I don't think I can afford it, but sell my place. I might be able to. Hoos, did you have fun at BSRCon? I did. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you did. I did. I'd run a game with Tad and Orcus, and Nelson was in it, and Matt Catron was in it. Who else am I missing? Tad, Orcus, Nelson. That was 4. Maybe that's those 4, I think, right? I'm missing the one person I'm not mentioning. Also, for Midwest, is pay what you want, potentially even cheaper than CheapCon. Hey-o. Hey, dollar for dollar. Yeah, Tim, there you go. Yeah. Who's BSRCon let the mods and patrons do some lifting. And you guys have. Like, but I don't expect that. Ryan, it's worth conversation when you show up for game night, but your heart's just not in it. Do you power through your players? That's a good question. Throw out a board game, just chat with your friends. Yeah. Dude, that is tough. Because, I mean, there are times where I'm like jazzed to play, right? Or run. And then you're like, or more or less like, well, it's game night. I'm jam, man. Like, woo, we're going to play. And the GM's like, I just don't feel like it. And you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. What's on your mind, Sugar Bear? What about bringing someone in to help organize it? Not that it's overloading you, but sometimes having someone to work on it with you can energize you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yes. I don't know. Maybe. Like Harrigan? Is that a thing? is a certain charm about himself? Sorry I'm late. Sounds like we're having an actual therapy session. Yes, like I'm on a couch right now going through it with myself. There's Jim. There's no one quite like Harrigan. He's not here. I think he's probably on the West Coast and he's like, I'm not getting up with Hoos and Orcus and those California natives that ass cracking on to chime in. We're going to deep beer in the morning. I'm okay with it. Gonna know, Kappa, hey, Kappa. What is best in life? That's right. And now my chat is like at the end, but I know people have, like, I know there it is, and then it scrolls. No, it's not. It hasn't. Come on, man. It's gonna just like, whoop, and everything's gonna go past me. There it goes. Man, this stupid plugin is not doing well. Is it focus pumping? Shouldn't be. In, out. Thanks for the heads up, Joe. Hopefully it'll stop. How can it not focus on me? I got like good lighting. It's a good camera. What the hell? Damn technology. What is the second longest line in the movie for Arnold behind his prayer for Crom or prayer to Crom? I don't know. Or was. Okay. Oh, that's because he's waving his hand all over? Is that what it is? I'll stop. Like, my camera's like freaking, it's like, I don't know, that far away. Thanks for the interesting ride into work. I'll catch the rest of it later. See you, Todd. You obviously aren't Irish. I'm recovering Irish Catholic because you wouldn't be expressing it here. It would be it would be repressed deep down inside until it becomes a boil of guilt, shame, and anger. I had to let that go. Don't forget to drop a like. Thanks, Eileen. Gray and silver cover would be awesome adventures. There you go. Yeah, see, I know Willow. Awesome adventures. Escape from Tentacle City. Conclave. There you go. Some plugs. No, we can't lose Harrigan. We've tried. He comes back. He comes back. The ointment we use just doesn't do the trick. If I listen to this later and be like, come on, guys, what WTF? There he is. Oh, his ears are burning. What's this? Slept in, joined late, way behind, listening on 1.25. That's deep, dude. Might have to just skip to the end. Doc, good to see ya. Phil keeps saying he'll get out for Game Hole. I should poke him about it for this year. He's shocked about Phil Vecchione. The thing is, how do you handle it when the fans become friends? Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I would be my goal. But getting there, right? Like, I don't know. He's here, Jim. We got to stop dunking on him. Just kidding. Keep at it. I think I found gaming in BS through that misdirected Mark mentioned. That's not uncommon. Like, if it weren't for them, some of you might not even be here, honestly. I give Chris and Phil and those guys and Bob like a whole lot of credit for helping us out. Sean is pensive. That is an understatement, I think. Thinking about life is healthy. Thanks, Laramie. Yeah. Getting my cricket bat in case beatings are needed. Right. Let the beatings begin. Perspective. An acquaintance of mine eats healthy, works out twice a day, makes love 3 times. Well, makes love 3 times a week. Hey, okay. And reads 2 books a month, but he keeps saying he hates it in prison. I now the joke hits me. I've heard that joke, but I didn't realize it till then. Love 3 times a week. Oof. Purge the chat. I'm just glad that Tad's here today. That's all I have to say. Because y'all may not be here next week since Harrigan's here and he has mod rights. So, just ask Tad how that worked out. And Tad didn't even do anything. Eileen says we're going to do the RV and convention thing if I can ever retire. Well, that's true. Hobbsy, good to see you, Hobbsy. The Go RV, yeah. You need an RV to come to Forge Midwest. Hint, hint. Yeah, that's, dude. Tim has all the right in the world to razz me for that because it's like right down the road for me. And dude, I don't know why I don't get there. Yeah, what's their excuse, man? I don't know. I don't have one. Real talk, modding this community takes so very little work. My wife moderates a crafting forum and it should be a paid position. Well, that's fair. Yeah, we have a good community for sure. Keep me in the loop, Shan, for Forge Midwest. There you go. Well, 50 to 70% of the Discord subscribers didn't die under Laramie's moderator shift. It might be more populated. True. This is easy to mod for. Other Discords, not so much. Well, there's so, that's the thing, right? Like something, more money, more problems, more people, more problems, right? I could afford to retire about 1 week before I die. Man, holding on, man. Please, 401k, don't frickin' tank. Right before I retire. Appreciate it, Stefan. Thank you. These guys. Looks like a turtleneck. With this thing, it's a weird t-shirt, if that's what you're talking about. Like this thing. It is kind of a choker t-shirt for some reason. Well, but sometimes that's good because sometimes these t-shirts oh no, it's like a V-neck. Like what the hell? Stretched out and shit. Scotchy McBourbon. Late to the show, but nice to catch live for a change. Well, I don't know if today was the one that you wanted to catch. Hey, I'm so happy I could catch it. Oh, wow. Really deep today. Thanks, Sean. Whenever Harrigan gets settled here, we need to get a small con going here on the West Coast. I'm tired of all the good cons being in the Midwest and East Coast. Y'all can fly out here for once. Yeah, no shit. And you guys got good weather, man. Misdirected Mark is how I found gaming in BS2. Yeah, I remember they had a good following, man. It was they were deep, like years in. About Misdirected Mark from GBS. I found GBS from the Knights of the Dinner Table, actually. Yeah, isn't that hilarious? I should have bought that issue. I can't believe we were in Knights of the Dinner Table. I can't believe we were in a DCC rulebook. There's just some weird things that have happened, and it's not I'd like to thank the Academy for this award, but still, it was kind of cool, right? I found Misdirected Mark through GBS. I don't listen to MM anymore. Yeah, they've changed a little. I don't know if they've changed. I don't know. +1 for small West Coast game. Games Berkeley is one in July. If folks want to journey to the Bay Area, Chad will be there. I don't know how I found MM, but I was listening to them and Fear the Boot for a long time. Yeah. When Misdirected Mark was hosted by Mark. What? I'm hoping to make it out to GameholeCon either this year or next year. In a week, I'll actually start making enough and have enough PTO a year that I'll actually be able to do things. So that's cool, William. Don't be one of those freaking guys that says hey, I'm going to try to get there. You're there and you don't then you come back to the Discord and go, yeah, I had a really good time at Gamehole, and like nobody knew you were there. Like, let it be known. No excuses for this Thursday. Wayne Herring and Urshaw might do an Irish goodbye. I gotta read Deathmatch Island up on the skirmish stuff. When things are reined in on a forum or Discord very Discord very early in, it helps going forward with keeping a positive and well done community. Yeah. We have one in SoCal, preferably. Go to the con conversation starts. Good to see you, Phil, by the way. Scotty, yeah, it's going places, hang in there, ? Yeah. Which issue? I don't know. Laramie, do you know? I can't imagine you would remember. It was like, I don't know, man. I think it might have been Larry that pointed it out. Somebody in the community is like, I don't know if you guys know this, but they put a link in like Knights of the Dinner Table. And I think they might have had like, typical comic book, maybe an area where they just listed certain different things. And the funny thing is, I have been to GaryCon, and who's the Knights of the Dinner Table guy from Kenzer Company? Who's his name? Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know Laramie knows. And I've never talked to him, and I should just go up to him and say, hey, just wanted to thank you. Like, how ungrateful of me. Ingrateful. See you, Stefan. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a great weekend. Yeah, it was an article about gaming podcasts. Interesting. Jolly, that's what it was. Jolly. Yeah, thank you, guys. Jolly. I'm surprised Jolly's not at GameholeCon, honestly. I don't know why. I don't know if Alex just hasn't invited him or he's not interested. I don't know. But he's always at GameholeCon, like every year. He always had that big table full of stuff for Kenzer. Actually, Central Coast Bay Area, talking about the con going. Cool. William, and when I make it, I will try find people, even though I don't do anything in the Discord. I will post that I'll be there. Yeah, man, even if you're not on the Discord, just if you show up, you see one of us, you recognize one of us, you hear, you know what I look like. So I hope I don't look too different at Gamehole. Please say hello. You want to hang with us, great. If you don't want to hang with us, that's cool too. Just say hello. Jolly's a really nice dude, super humble, very kind. Yeah, in my experience. Missed opportunity on my part to say something to Jolly. I could still do it. I think he's at GaryCon this year. In a month and a half. Anybody going to GaryCon? In the chat? Anybody in there? I think I'm caught up in the chat, by the way. Anybody going to GaryCon? Hobbsy, I think, might be, if he's still in the chat. That's my guess. I wouldn't mind going. I don't know, maybe for a day trip. Hang out, recharge. I love that format. I love the place they have it. I really do. But I'm so I gotta be at the lodge. I don't want to drive a car there. Although I will say I don't drink as much anymore at all. I can't tell you the last time I had a beer. It's just not my thing anymore. Even my buddy Joe, he's like, I can't drink beer anymore. THC drink, maybe a different story. But even then, it's hard to regulate because, I know how many beers on a full stomach I can have and not lose all of my composure. Shan's going to GaryCon. Shan, you've been there before? Is this your second, third, fourth go around? Are you going with a group? Jim says, look for a booth with a big purple Hobbs sign at GHC. There will probably be 4 to 12 BSers hanging around. Well, that may change. Just saying. I hit up GameholeCon and say, hey, I'd like a booth. We're changing things with our podcast. So hopefully Hobbs still has one. They didn't tell me anyway, which way or not, but they are changing how they handle podcast booth. I know this for a fact. Future requests are not getting booths. I know that for a fact. If you're a podcaster and you want to record, they're going to have a recording area that you can use. No booth. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So I may have missed out. They may grandfather Hobbs in, but I don't know. So that sucks because I was like, no, we got something going on, and we could have a presence there and it'd be cool. And yeah. Yep. Laramie says, I'm going to Gary. Me, Greg, Jesus, and Lance. I think it's our whole group. We're staying the hotel across the street. Like the buildings. Because I think it's all part of the Grand Geneva Resort. It's just whether you're at the actual resort or if one of the buildings on the same property but across the parking lot. I mean, they got an airport there. I don't know if you guys knew that. Laramie, Sean, I actually don't like the setup there. I get it, but I don't love it. And B, don't feel bad. I'll drink your share. Appreciate it, buddy. My first. Oh, well, good. Have a good time. Is the game hole kind on? It's going to also going to Gen Con, but that's a working event for me. I wouldn't mind going to Gen Con and meeting all y'all too. Like, that's not a bad idea, and I'd love to rent a box at Lucas Field and we could all hang out there. Still 20 minutes behind. Some of you are now on the list. California Cons, Central Coast still might run BS or Con West in Colorado. For sure. You have full authority if you want to use it. Like, go nuts, Harrigan. I wanted to get cheap con booth, but Gamehole doesn't seem interested. Yeah. Never made it to Gary Con one of the years. I'll make it up there. It's changed. That's changed quite a bit, I would imagine. A lot of faces will be missing that I think I met Hobbs there, and Jim was there once, didn't even know it. I'm going to meet up with my buddy and his son. They don't do a lot of cons. Okay, cool. I went to Gary Con once, and it was a lot of fun. Don't think I'll do it again, though. Yeah. Jim's not going. I'm not going. Yeah, I get it. Sean, podcast from Hobbs's booth, if he can get one. We will. I would hope. I'll hit up Hobbs, see if he's good for collaborating. But if he doesn't have one, it's gone. Like, I don't know. I know I got an email from one of the guys at Gamehole Con who I know, and he's like, we're changing how we're doing it. Moving any requests future, no booth. And so I may be in that camp, which would suck. But maybe they'll make an exception because they like me. I don't know. Or I'll threaten them. We'll see. It's not part of the Geneva. It's owned separately but labeled as same manager, but it's not. It's a mess. Oh, okay. Good to know. Sean, don't rent a stadium box. There are better places? Yeah, okay. Well, good to know. They got to be a big room, man. Like a penthouse. Definitely go. I can just travel to one con a year, and it's going to be GHC. And if I can do a second, I've been meaning to do North Texas. Yeah, they're capped too, though, right? More intimate con for sure. Harrigan's con list. Wow, this back road is like going deep into the woods. I hope we get to Crystal Lake soon. Laramie, regarding Sean's stadium box Gamehole, we're getting campers again. Are you really? Dude, that's crazy, man. I don't know if I could do that. So for those of you that didn't know, Laramie and his group and gang, Laramie, right? Can I tell this story? Laramie, so Gamehole Con, I think Gamehole Con switched. So to Laramie's defense, he had everything planned for the wrong weekend. And so by the time he realized it was the last minute, all the hotels were booked. Yeah, there you go. They're less than half the price of hotels, man. So he and his gang rented like 2 RVs. Like Zwiefer was in on that too. He's bopped out of here, but they all rented 2 RVs and parked. I don't even know where you guys were parked. Harrigan went and ran a game there, and there were other RVs. Like, it was an RV park not far from the con. But I'm just like thinking about 5 guys in one RV, man. Just a, ooh, man, ooh. some ripeness in there, I would say. They had like you guys had like a building with showers and stuff too, right? Yeah, if I did it, it would I would only want my own. Maybe one other person, just like a freaking hotel room. Just get a bigger hotel suite. Yeah, cheaper, easier to get to, and probably more quiet, and you can bring in your own food and booze. Tim, yes, or camper. Harrigan sent a picture. I think he posted a picture, or somebody posted a picture of him running the game, and I envisioned it completely different. I thought he would be like, you guys would be in like the old Winnebago campers that are like on the back of a chassis that has the overhead on the cab, and that he would be like in the entryway between the back part of the camper and like the driver's seat. And he like, because it's lower, he'd have to like duck out and come out and like, okay. And then he would look and have his stuff on the driver's seat to look at, like as a table. But it wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty roomy, it looked like. Oh, man. Yeah, Harrigan posted some pics. Yeah, it's fun. Anyways, well, lots of gaming talk today, right, guys? Something different. Changing it up. Changing it up. Thank you for just, being here and listening to me kind of contemplate life things. It's a fleeting, it's not a fleeting moment. It's a moment. That's all. Just big, regular guy. So the whole moral of the story in the stream today is thank you for being here. Thanks for showing up and much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. As always, I don't take any one of you for granted. I hope you guys are all keeping it together. It's crazy times. Crazy times. I do not need to say this. And, I know you try to come and game to get away from that nuttiness. The Olympics are starting. I don't know how many of you guys are in the Olympics. Even the Olympics are like, ugh. Yeah, are we going to get booed? Like, it's just freaking world, man. Laramie Nashawn, everyone showered every day, and we didn't have to shower one at a time. Saves time. We all just did our own cooking. Breakfast con. Parking a camper would be a nightmare at Gen Con. Yes, it would. Sean, I know you think you started off rough. Reminder, we're all here because of you. The community looks around. Dude, this is you. My man, love. Thanks, Laramie. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, Victor. Ryan, we're here for you, each other. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend and kind to yourselves. Yeah, gaming. Go game. Have fun. Don't, get on this kick if you can help it. Having a midlife crisis sucks. I don't know if it's that. I'm not going out and buying a Porsche and divorcing my wife and getting all those things done. It's my wife's birthday today. I got to go and wrap her a gift and stuff. I'm not looking forward to mine in about 40 years. Yeah, there you go. 40 years, right? Jake, you built a great community and I look forward to the Saturday streams and the Discord is wicked cool. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to listen. Thank you, William. Appreciate it. Kodakin, we didn't get booked at the opening ceremony, but JD Vance did. We didn't get booed at the opening ceremony, but JD Vance did. Good to know. Thanks for the update, Michael. Not to get political, but I'll take that as a win. Copper, thanks for the live stream. VP got booed. Yeah. Then people are like, dude, I don't know if I'm in the right chat right now. Dude, I can't. There's going to be a point I cannot keep things at bay. And people are going to be like, dude, I can't tune into Sean, man. He got political. I don't know, man. I can't hold it back for too much longer. But I think everybody knows where I stand. If anyone can create their reality, it's RPG people. That's true. I skipped my midlife crisis about a muscle car in my 20s. Team Wayne. Happy birthday, Mrs. Sean. Thank you. I'll pass it along. Tell her we all say happy birthday. I will. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Jim. I don't have time for midlife crisis, right? I ain't got time for that shit. Sorry, we're against fascism. If you're for it, bye. There you go. Take a birthday girl out for steak or sushi or both. She doesn't eat steak, not a steak person. Sushi, kind of, but that's, what her favorite meal is? Me making tacos. 2 2 pounds of hamburger, taco meat, free fried beans. Like, that's her favorite meal. She loves it. You should open your own restaurant. Yeah, nice try. But that is, I gotta say, for everything my wife does and puts up with, she's like low maintenance, very much so. There's some things every once in a while, like she gets like what, but not like, we're pretty down to earth. So yeah, it may literally be like, I gotta go out and get tomatoes, onions, cheese. Like, I have the recipe, and it's nothing fancy, man. Like, meat, sauce, or meat, seasoning, water, chop up vegetables, boom, put them in a freaking pile, and she loves it. For this politics talk, is Punk, Dropkick, Springsteen, Billy Bragg, no effects. I'm here for Sean Political Rant Saturday episode. Oof, I don't know, man. The more I think, like, if you don't take a side, what is the saying? Like, if you don't take a side, you're not appealing, or something like that. It's not like to gain clicks or anything, but I think, like, I've been a very, hey man, let's hold on a second. Let's not get too crazy here, right? Like, hey, be a positive force. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that much longer. If you're going to get political, start a political YouTube channel. Why burn your RPG channel? Well, that's true. Like, I'm not changing the format here. I'm not going to go into like full on political. It's just tacos for the win. It's just really, really hard to not comment on what's going on in the world today. It's just, I mean, I'd be down for Sean making tacos too. There you go. Oh, I also love my husband when he makes tacos. Hey, there you go. Sean's wife dream meal. Yeah, Ortega for sure. Sure. Yeah, Sean makes his tacos with lobster. I do not. Birthday tacos, midlife crisis on pause. Bingo. Make sure the woman birthday tacos. I will make that woman taco. Make that woman birthday tacos. Gotta get talk and read. Take care, Sean. Hope you enjoy the weekend with the wife. Thank you. Speaking of SoCal tacos, don't be complicit. Yes. Right. Exactly. This is another thing I want to talk about. I mean, don't be complicit. I think, like, not to get on the political train, but protesting and everything is great. Yes, we should do it, but I think it all comes down to money nowadays. Yeah, unsubscribe. You gotta, stop paying for stuff. We got to make an impact economically. I don't think money has ever been, like, voting with your dollar has never been even more important than it has in the last 7 years, probably. And it's hard. Like, I love my stream. Like Scott Galloway, if anybody listens to him, let's go. Here we go. Like, Sean's getting crazy. I gotta go. Scott Galloway was talking about unsubscribe. What is this called? Rise up and unsubscribe. He has a website and everything, and he is a very vocal, like, outspoken dude who's like, he's made millions, lost millions, made millions, and some may think he's just full of hot air, but he's like, here's one way you can do it. People have written in, commented on Reddit, and it's like, yes, but won't people lose jobs? Are there blind spots that you're not seeing? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe. I don't think people are going to lose jobs, but economically, that's where it is. This is what Jim says. If you don't take a side, you're for the status quo. Yeah, I don't know if that's it. As someone who showed up late to this BSR community, thank you all for the members of the community who have been super welcoming and wonderful. Thanks, Sean, for the streams. Thanks, Shambot. Thanks for joining, man. Thanks for hanging around. Zeal, you can be neutral on a moving train. H. Zin. You can't be neutral on a moving train. H. Zin. That's what it is. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Or it's more like, if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. Something like that. If you choose not to decide, you still haven't made a choice. Rush. Yeah, whatever. Got to walk the dog. See ya. Now having tacos. Congratulations. Tacos for everybody. Damn it. Taylor and taco making is a husbandly duty. I thought it was just me. Nope. Go start tacos. A little early for tacos, but we'll get tacos. General strike. Something. It's not holding signs. It's just not, in my opinion. It's great. I admire the people that have done it. People have lost their lives doing it. Like, never forget. But man, it just doesn't move. It's not moving the needle. It hasn't moved the needle. Boycotting's a good thing. Resist and unsubscribe. Wayne knows it. Wayne must be listening to old Scott. Citizen United. There are a few places on my to-do. Like, we just cannot. I don't know, man. I can't hold it at bay. See you Thursday, Sean. Thanks, Phil. Worst comes to worst, I'll fire up another over-the-top RPG rant. That's Phil. Yeah. I welcome him, Phil. Yeah. We quit Prime a year ago and haven't really missed it. Felt good. If you don't take a side, you are a party of the problem. Yeah. Love you all. Amazing work. Keep the fire. Support the general strike any way you can. For every person on the front line, there are 40 people supporting them. Stay strong and clear. Yes. If you're a union labor supporter, I recommend Dearborn, Denim in Chicago, Union House, quality product. Rune Slinger from Korea. Man, what a perspective you might have. Even if you don't unsub, you can reduce and eliminate spending. True. Slinger, LFG. I'll get another beer. Yeah, it's an hour and a half. Thanks. I have things to do. I have to wrap my wife's gift and clean my car. Like all the real important things. People. Sean, if you haven't sung today, if you could let's get political let's get physical, that'd be great. You know, I used to hate that song. Hated it. Like, I would throw a temper tantrum if I heard Olivia Newton-John's Let's Get Physical. I could not stand it. I don't know why. My sister would play it just to piss me off. There you go. More humanity for you. Gotta run. If everybody's taking off, that's cool, man. Hey, I'm taking off, man. All right, see you guys. Very cathartic. Sorry to bring you guys down, man. I know you guys might have been like all jazzed, like, hey, let's talk about some freaking RPG shit. And then Sean came on and rained on all that. Triggered Sean. No, I didn't. Wrap a taco. I crush my freaking tortillas, man. I do. I just take my tortilla, I get freaking Doritos or whatever, or lime chips, and put them on a plate and crush them, and then put the meat on top, and then the cheese, and then the onions, and then the sour cream, and then the tomato, and then I eat that. There, that's some call them bag tacos. I just put them on a plate. There you go. What side are you on from Billy Bragg? There you go. We're dropping tracks. Witchy. Great stream. Not to bring down at all. Yeah. Just take care of yourselves, man. That's it. Thank you for being here. I hope I know you for the rest of my life. And if I don't, when we move on, it's the river of time. Sorry. So I finally show up on time for a stream and you talk politics, Super Sean? It's over. I'm done. I know you guys, like, some people, like, just as a turnoff. I get it. It's just, I may lose people. It's not going to become a politics channel. So if you're tuning into this, it's not going to be that. Just know that some of that shit out there is like bad news. That's all. Nothing is going to bring me down, man. For the first time in my life, I'm going to have decent income starting in a week. Congratulations, William. You must just feel relieved. And I can empathize. I can truly empathize. Good for you. It's a huge weight off people's shoulders when that happens. So I totally get it. Sometimes you have to vent. It's good for you and for people who wish they had. Yeah. Sabotage. This is Mr. Conco. Hey, Dave. I can't remember your handle. Hey, Dave. Yeah. Unsub you loon. You loon. You can't have red wine and fish, you loon. If you know where that quote's from, you win $1,000 today from some random person on the street. Billy, what's his name? Billy? I can't remember his name. The actor. You can't eat fish with red wine, you loon. From a TV show. Yeah. Yeah. Next week, I'll be here 8 a.m. Central Time to talk about something a little more uplifting, if you will. Maybe change something. I don't know. Maybe we'll create a dungeon together. I don't know. Something different. Something different, man. I need to shake this thing up a little bit. Can't get the doldrums. Can't get it boring. Like, it's the same thing every week, man. This guy's boring the shit out of me. Right? I also don't want to be like shock jock and like turn it completely on its head. Tim Jensen, create a dungeon of the mind. I'm doing hex a day, so there's that. That's cool. Maybe I'll run a game for 20 of my closest friends in the chat. Should we do it with AI? Oh, that would be awesome, right? Get all kinds of haters. Some of you would be like, dude, don't use AI. Hot topic. Not to be confused for Hot Pocket. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. I'll check you on the next one. Thanks for being here today. Wish you the best. Take care of you and each other. We'll see you on the next one. Ciao.